The Muskogee Creek Nation government serves and is guided by Muskogee Creek citizens. The legislators and executives of the tribe are elected by the citizens, and they work for you. At MCN, the tribal citizen is the boss. In theory, for Mvskoke Creek citizens to make good decisions about what their government should do, they need to be informed and up to date about what their government is doing and what it has done. The idea is the boss needs to know what the employees are doing in order to decide which ones to promote and which ones to fire. That is where Mvskoke Media comes in. Our job is to be the eyes and ears of the citizens. Mvskoke Media believes that informed Mvskoke Creek citizens result in an effective and stable MCN government. Mvskoke Media is funded solely with revenue obtained from MCN casino operations, as well as departmental income, and receives no federal funding or tax dollars. Funding the press in this way takes financial pressure off of Mvskoke Creek citizens, who receive the paper, radio, and television programs at no cost to themselves. Media that use a for-profit business model or are funded by federal funds still require the citizens to pay to know what their representatives are doing, either directly with their own money or through taxes on income or services. Should the boss have to pay to know what the employees are doing? Some MCN representatives and citizens have suggested that Mvskoke Media should adopt a for-profit business model and no longer be funded by casino revenue. This might entail a future where Mvskoke Creek citizens pay money to purchase the paper, and the radio and television program air advertising to pay for the cost of program production. Let us take a look at the costs that could be incurred by citizens in such a scenario. Assuming that the Muskogee Nation News was able to sell one paper to every citizen, what would the cost per paper be? Currently, MNN has a print run of 18,000 issues spread over a semi-monthly schedule, which is mailed out to 7,227 households. Based upon an 8-page edition, printing cost on a monthly basis is $2,646.56, and shipping of these issues costs $8,555.79. Payroll for employees involved with the paper production for the month is $66,378. With this data, we can calculate a per-issue cost for the paper production. If we assume each issue is shipped to the citizen and the total run of the paper is 80,591, the current number of Mvskoke Creek citizens according to the MCN Citizenship Department. Per issue, the paper would cost 14 cents to print, payroll for employees per issue is 41 cents, and postage is 59 cents. This means the estimated cost to each citizen that receives the paper in this scenario would be $1.14 per edition. This cost could change depending on the number of pages in the edition and the number of citizens subscribed to receive the paper and the location of the citizens who receive the paper. What about the television and radio programs? Native News Today and Muskogee Radio both purchase airtime on Tulsa CW 1219 and KOKL AM 1240 respectively. Both programs are classified as paid programs, and as such are not calculated in the various ratings metrics. Mvskoke Media pays the broadcaster the cost of the airtime for the selected time slots, as well as the cost of the news and production staff to create the program. Any advertiser could do the same, without the added cost of the news and production staff. This puts Mvskoke Media in the position of having to inform any client that wants to advertise on these programs that it would be cheaper for them to approach the broadcaster directly themselves. Funding these programs in this way could also place Mvskoke Media in a legal and ethical gray area that might lead to compromised coverage or biased reporting. Utilizing casino revenue to pay these costs removes the necessity to sell ad time and could keep Mvskoke Media out of possibly compromising positions. But is not Mvskoke Media's funding determined by the principal chief and affirmed by the MCN National Council? Doesn't that leave it open to influence? At first glance, it would seem so, but let us take a deeper look at the possible scenarios. If the principal chief decided to reduce funding to Mvskoke Media's budget for whatever reason, we would report on it in detail, just as we did when Principal Chief James Floyd issued an executive order in 2016 that all MCN departments reduced their budgets by 10%, which affected Mvskoke Media as well. This allows Mvskoke Creek citizens to decide what they want to happen based on the facts. We do not tell the boss what to do, just what the employee is doing, and if Mvskoke Creek citizens do not want Mvskoke Media to have funding reduced or eliminated, they can tell the principal chief that with their vote. The Council does not have the ability to set amounts or reduce the proposed budget for the executive branch of the government. They can only approve or reject said budget. Since Mvskoke Media is an independent statutory agency which resides in the executive branch, it is protected barring a government shutdown. The Council could amend or repeal the legislation that created the Free Press and Mvskoke Media, but again, this would all be reported to the citizens, and any MCN representatives that voted to remove the citizens' ability to know what the government is doing would have to answer to those same citizens at election time. If you are a Muskogee Creek citizen, the government and representatives work for you. You are their boss and have a right to know what they are doing. Do you think you should have to pay to know what your government is doing?